Most people live by a dangerous lie. You've heard it your whole life. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Sounds good, feels powerful, but it's incomplete, and in some cases, it's flat out wrong. Because some things don't kill you, they damage you. They leave you with consequences you carry for years, sometimes for life. A bad decision might not end your life. It might just permanently rearrange it. You don't die, but you lose something. Your health, your money, your peace, your reputation, your time. And now you're living, but not how you planned. So today, we're going to correct that mindset, because a wise man doesn't live to survive everything. He lives to avoid unnecessary damage. Let's deal with the saying first. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. There's a small piece of truth in it. Some adversity builds resilience. Some struggles sharpen you. Some pressure forces growth. But here's where people get it wrong. They assume all hardship leads to strength. It doesn't. Some hardship weakens you. Some mistakes limit you. Some experiences leave scars that don't disappear. Survival is not success. Just because you made it through something doesn't mean you came out better. Sometimes you just came out different, and not always in a good way. There are people walking around right now, alive, but financially ruined, emotionally broken, socially isolated, mentally exhausted. They didn't die, but something in their life did. So let's get specific, because damage comes in different forms. First, physical damage. This one is obvious, but people still underestimate it. One reckless moment, one bad decision, one situation you didn't think through, and your body pays the price. You survived, but now you're dealing with chronic pain, limited mobility, a permanent condition. Your life didn't end, but it changed, and now everything requires more effort. Simple things become difficult. Opportunities shrink. Your independence takes a hit. You don't die from that, but you feel it every day. So the question is not, will I survive this? The real question is, what condition will I be in after this? Second, financial damage. This one is quieter, but just as destructive. A bad financial decision won't kill you. It just traps you. Debt, poor spending habits, bad investments, no discipline. At first, it doesn't feel serious. You still eat, you still live, but over time, your options start disappearing. You can't move how you want. You can't invest in yourself. You can't take opportunities. You're stuck. And here's the part people don't think about. Financial damage compounds. One mistake becomes two. Two becomes a pattern. And now you're not just behind, you're buried. Broke doesn't kill you. It limits your freedom. Third, social damage. This one is overlooked, but powerful. Your relationships matter. Your reputation matters. Your network matters. And one careless pattern, burning bridges, disrespecting people, choosing toxic environments, can isolate you. Now you're alone, not because you want to be, but because people don't trust you, don't respect you, don't want to deal with you. You didn't die, but your support system did. And rebuilding that takes years, sometimes decades, if it happens at all. Fourth, emotional and psychological damage. This is the deepest one because it affects everything else. Trauma, bitterness, negative thinking, low self-worth. These don't kill you, they shape you. They influence your decisions, your relationships, your habits. And if you don't deal with them, you start creating a life based on damage. You react instead of thinking. You sabotage instead of building. You expect the worst, so you act accordingly. A wounded mind creates a wounded life. Now here's the real question. Why do people still believe that saying? Why do they move through life like damage is just part of the process? A few reasons. First, culture. We glorify struggle, hustle harder, pain builds character, go through it. And yes, some struggle is necessary, but not all struggle is productive. Some of it is avoidable. Second, ego. People like to feel tough, invincible, like nothing can break them, so they take unnecessary risks just to prove they can handle it. But life doesn't reward ego, it punishes it. Third, short-term thinking. People focus on the moment, not the outcome. They ask, can I get away with this right now? Instead of, what will this cost me later? And that's how damage builds, quietly, gradually, until it shows up all at once. And by then, it's expensive to fix. Let's talk about that cost, because everything in life has one. And careless decisions send you a bill. Not immediately, but eventually. Some mistakes don't show up right away. They send you an invoice later. You ignore your health, the bill comes in the form of illness. You ignore your finances, the bill comes in the form of limitation. You ignore your mindset, the bill comes in the form of self-sabotage. You ignore your relationships, the bill comes in the form of loneliness. Life is patient, but it always collects. And here's what makes it dangerous. It's not just one big mistake. It's small patterns, repeated over time. That's what really damages people. So what does a wise man do differently? He doesn't wait to learn everything the hard way. He thinks ahead. He calculates. He moves with intention. Let me give you the framework. First, he thinks in outcomes, not moments. He doesn't just ask, how do I feel right now? He asks, where does this lead? 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what does this decision look like? Because a moment of pleasure can create years of consequences, and a moment of discipline can create years of freedom. Second, he respects risk, not fear. Risk. There's a difference. Fear stops you from moving. Risk awareness guides how you move. A wise man understands, just because you can survive something doesn't mean you should test it. Third, he guards his inputs, people, environment, information, because what you allow in shapes what comes out. If you surround yourself with chaos, you will produce chaos. If you surround yourself with discipline, you will move with discipline. This is not theory, this is pattern. Fourth, he moves with intent. He doesn't drift through life, he decides, carefully, deliberately, because he understands every decision has weight, even the small ones, especially the small ones. Fifth, and this is critical, he values prevention over recovery. Most people wait until something breaks, then try to fix it. A wise man avoids unnecessary damage in the first place because prevention is cheaper, faster, cleaner. Recovery costs time, costs energy, costs opportunity. Sometimes it costs years. Now let's talk about time, because time is not neutral. Time multiplies whatever you feed it. Good decisions, they compound. Bad decisions, they compound faster. You build discipline for 5 years, you become powerful. You build bad habits for 5 years, you become limited. Time doesn't magically fix things, it amplifies them. So the real question is, what are you feeding your time? At some point, you have to shift your identity from reactive to wise. A reactive man responds to life as it happens. A wise man anticipates. He observes patterns. He studies consequences. He learns before he pays the price. He doesn't ask, how much can I survive? He asks, what should I avoid? That's a different mindset, a higher one. Because let's be honest, You don't need to experience every mistake to understand it. Some lessons you should learn from observation, from awareness, from thinking, not from damage. So take a moment and really think, what risks are you ignoring right now? What habits are quietly costing you? What decisions are you making that feel small today but could become heavy tomorrow? Be honest, because your future is being shaped right now, not by one big moment, but by consistent patterns. Let's bring this full circle. What doesn't kill you doesn't always make you stronger. Sometimes it leaves you with consequences. And wisdom is understanding that early, before the damage, before the cost, before the regret. A wise man doesn't test how much he can survive. He chooses better. He moves smarter. He thinks ahead. So he doesn't just stay alive, he lives well. If this made you think, good, that means you're paying attention. Now I want you to do something simple. Look at your life and identify one decision, one habit, one pattern that you need to rethink. Not later, now. Because the goal is not to survive life. The goal is to live it wisely. And if you understand that, you're already ahead of most people.